color I'm in the mood for tonight. There we go. There we go. How's everybody doing? Nice and fall. Chilly weather. Got my herbal tea. I'm just drinking the tangerine tonight, or the sweet wild orange. Hi, let me say hi to everybody who's here so far while more people are coming in. Hey, seashell aloha, darling. C'est moi means it's me. Linda Bopp, Mary Jo Mosley, Minnesota Farmer's Wife, Marla Cato, Sherry Leach, Tina Bell. And that seems to be all we have at the moment. Or just nobody's talking. There we go. Let's pop the chat out here. Oh, not all the way like that. Excuse me. Hey, Karen Black. Sorry, every time. Excuse me. Had a pretty quiet day. I cooked that that hybrid zucchini spaghetti squash in a stir fry tonight. Howie enjoyed it. And when you bite into it, you could feel the individual strands. So I think it was actually more spaghetti squash than zucchini, but it was still good in the stir fry. But I think next year I'm not going to grow any spaghetti squash. I'm just going to grow zucchini. Here she is. Look, there she is, guys. Now I got to frig with this. What? My goodness. My goodness. Gee, Mama Bay. Oh, your ears stink. Gotta clean them. Gotta clean them. They got that kind of cheesy smell. But at least they're not infected. Right? No matter how hard you beg for popcorn, you know you cannot have it. Ow, watch the show. Watch the skin. Oh, look at the baby. Oh my goodness. You gotta say hi to everybody right there. Look. Say hi. They're all here to say hi to you. Yeah. Oh, you're so precious. You're so precious. Now everybody should be here by now, so I gotta let you go. Okay? Give me kisses. Go keep Daddy company. Okay? Go on, go be with Daddy. Do not make eye contact. Hey, Angela. How's it going, sweetheart? I'm sorry. I was just telling people before Gracie interrupted that I've been having one of those days. It's been a couple of days. It's just been, I'm so tired. And I know it's a sign of my depression, but it hasn't been too bad. I've just been really needing some. I'm not as young as I used to be, and getting things done takes it out of me. But that's okay. I mean, it takes it out of me, and it takes me longer to recover. You know what I mean? Yes, it's much cooler here too, Karen. Much, much cooler. Angela M, Lucy Black, Sage Spot, Emra, hi, Becky, Roxanne Tracy, Michelle Barnell, Joe Mama. I have been doing 110 for a while now. We're all. So I kind of took the day today. I baked some bread and I made chicken stir fry with the spaghetti, zucchini, squash hybrid. And I wasn't fussy on it, but Howie cleaned it up. Howie ate it, loved it. I did a video, don't know whether it's worth publishing or not, just because it was basically, did it work as a stir fry squash, which it did. Hey, Yoshi, prepping for heaven. Rosie. What's wrong with your cousin and what's going on that she's in the hospital, Rosie? Excuse me. 2 thumbs up for Howie. Well, yeah, you know. So I just, I made bread, I did some dishes, I put my feet up, and I finished knitting the kitty cat. So I did not do a video on it, but I didn't do a video on it just because I had to start that cat over at least 6 times. There were 15 or 17 pieces to that cat, and at least 5 pieces of them had to be restarted multiple times. It was just a nightmare. What is Karen? What is canned asparagus like? And of course, we're going to pray for Rosie's cousin. I'm right here with you, woman. What I used to do by lunch, whoops, my butt by supper. Yeah, I know. So today I just kind of put my feet up, and I've bought these cheap slippers from Giant Tiger for years, and now I'm just like, you know what? Gracie just thinks they're chew toys. So I'm going to knit me some slippers. She had a stroke, a blood clot, and a heart attack. At the moment, she can't talk, but she's alive. I couldn't handle mushy asparagus. It's still got to have some crunch to it almost. No, then I won't can asparagus. What I like doing with the asparagus. She's in the right place, Rosie, and she's going to recover about 50% to 70% of her speech and her mobility. She's going to recover approximately 50 to 70% with what do you call it? Therapy, physiotherapy. Hey, Misty. Belle, how are you, darling? 74 now, want to go foraging, but legs won't let me. I hear you, Marla. I hear you. I really do. What did I dream? I dreamed, because out back here I've got marshmallow plants and comfrey and coltsfoot and burdock and all of those things. And I dreamt, when you said foraging, it kind of flickered in my brain. I dreamt that I planted something out back here, and it went off really well. And then Howie said, no, we've got to bulldoze this to make it flat. It was a weird dream. Hey, Miss Math. Well, that's wonderful. Welcome aboard. Hi, Donna. Never heard of marshmallow plants. What do they look like? They are, they're kind of like wild hollyhocks, only smaller. They get about 3 feet tall, and they have beautiful pink, just look it up, marshmallow. It's not like the marshmallows. It's marshmallow. It's a medicinal plant. And I saw them growing wild like crazy this year. I mean, so I had mine come up 2 years in a row, so I went out and collected seeds. Hey! Well, we'll be here when you get back, prepping. Hey, Natalie, how's it going, sweetheart? So yeah, I had a pretty quiet day. And I was supposed to go shopping with Briar today, and I just couldn't. Howie and I are going to go shopping to Costco on Saturday morning, and we've got to try and find a door for our front door. Holly Jordan, just got the Nesco electric canner today, was on Amazon 50% off. Does anyone have one? I'm a new canner. Holly, I would start with a regular stovetop pressure canner before trusting. I won't even trust an electric pressure canner because they're not as consistent as you. You're putting, this is the way I see it, all right? I'm not saying you don't use it. I'm just saying personally, pressure canning is something that you get a feel for. And certain temperatures, certain, jiggles, how many jiggles, how many feet you are above sea, all of that. You're trusting that to an electronic program. That's all I got to say. And they aren't necessarily proven 100% safe. So, yeah. I'm not saying you shouldn't have bought it. I'm just saying you really should start out. It's like trying to learn to drive a car before you figured out how to ride a bike. Because you're trusting all the mechanicals when you haven't even built up your own instincts yet. Does that make sense? I wish I had a gas stove. I do. Because, but our electric bill isn't that bad. It isn't that bad here in Quebec. It's one of the good things about living in Quebec. I have wild lettuce, purslane. I have purslane, dandelion, plantain, colt's foot, yeah. And I have yarrow. I didn't get any this year, but I have yarrow and things that grow when you just let when you don't grow a lawn. I don't have a lawn. We just whippersnip down things about twice a year, and Howie whippersnips my garden every 2 weeks around my raised beds so that I don't trip over weeds. Bev, I don't know how you do all that you do. I've canned 28 quarts of sweet potatoes. It took me 3 days and I'm wore out. Well, yeah, it takes a while, right? Mind you, I've been at it for a really long time, and it is getting harder every year. But the truth is, it's like my garden. If I can't play in the dirt, you might as well just shovel it over me, right? Heat regulation is so much better. It's like when I canned the potatoes, I had a shorter canner on a smaller burner and the bigger canner on the bigger burner, but they still had to be they still had to be timed separately because the burners were different. I have a hybrid stove, gas top and electric oven. Cost me a fortune, but I like how gas cooks and how electric bakes. Oh, Donna. I think I just fell in love a little bit. An electric oven and a gas top. I would love that. I have an electric stove and a gas stove and a 100-year-old wood cook stove. You like my headband? It's just flowers. I have a blue one too, which I probably should be wearing because I'm wearing blue today, but hey, Jessica, how are you, darling? Critter lover, Stephen. How are you, Stephen? We're at that critical time again. I guess your market stall's probably getting full of pumpkins and squash soon, right? Pretty sure she's not retired yet, even though she's an older lady. Who? Yeah, it's been a long season. It's been a long season. How's your, you'll soon be closing the gardens. Are you going to take 2 weeks this year, or are you running more inside markets again this year? Rose red. Yeah, before you know it, it will be Christmas and I'll be a grandmother. And that's something. I get it, Stephen. Working like a... Oh, well, Rose Red does a lot of things differently. And I have a lot of respect for Rose Red. And if she's done her research, she's done her research. But her research doesn't make me feel any safer with electric canners. That's what I'm saying. Rose Red Homestead. Wonderful lady. Absolutely. I'm watching a heated volleyball game on my other device. Root for Lady Bulldogs. Go, Lady Bulldogs! You started the plot cleanup. Oh, God. Well, there's so much going on this weekend. I made a list, but if we can get a door, Howie's going to take me to Costco, and he's going to clean the chimney and measure the roof, because I want the measurements for the roof so that I can decide, or I can figure, he can figure out how much steel and stuff we need to put the new roof on next year. I haven't been there in ages, but does anyone know if my popcorn will make it tonight? -3 wind chill. -3 with the wind chill. Well, it's one of those things you let dry on the cob anyway. So, hello from Vermont, Lori. How are you? I've heard some bad things about electric canners not always working properly. I'm starting to worry about first frost so much sooner than anticipated. Well, not here. I mean, technically, we are right on time. Everything is right on time. But personally, I have been feeling anxious about getting the pantry loaded. I have been feeling anxious about a lot of stuff. Making sure we have enough firewood, making sure the chimney's clean, making sure. So, I mean, we'll see, right? And don't forget, folks, if you're on a half-acre homestead, don't forget Saturday, Friday or tomorrow at 11:59 p.m. is the closing of the 4 Jars Lids party. So if you haven't commented on that video, do so now. Trouble is, by the time I get done canning, my pantry looks so nice, I don't want to eat anything. Oh, are you kidding? As I'm filling up the upper shelves, we're eating from the lower shelves from last year. Went from 80 yesterday to 50s today, and really windy. Yeah, it's almost like we shut the pool off and fall went, oh, okay, you have agreed. And the leaves all of a sudden started turning yellow and orange, and we've been raining for days, and it's been blustery today. There's some kind of hurricane or something going off the Atlantic coast here in Canada. I think it's going to be a really bad winter. I don't know if it's going to be a bad winter. Oh, Christmas will be here before you know it. Trust me. I said to Howie, I think they're speeding up time, and Howie said, no, Bev, we're just getting old. It goes by faster. You know, it's like rolling downhill. It's like, oh, God, okay. Grandson's been wearing his winter jacket to school. Well, I know that we're going to Costco. After I'm done here, I gotta sit and make my list. We're going to Costco, and I have to go to Bulk Barn. I should write this shit down. Gotta go to Bulk Barn and Costco. So, Anna, how are you, darling? I hope we have a mild winter here in the UK. Our gas and electric prices have gone through the roof. Well, yeah. You can thank globalism and the New World Order for that. I'm feeling lots of snow and a long winter. Not necessarily bitterly cold, just a lot of snow. And My daughter and I usually host Thanksgiving. This is the first time we might ask them to donate for the turkey. Well, yeah, they're good. Turkeys are like, $30, $32. We're not doing a turkey. We're going to the racetrack for our Thanksgiving, which is the weekend. Wow, I can't believe it's almost the end of the month. The weekend of the 8th, 9th, and 10th. So we're going to be at the racetrack on the 8th, 9th, and 10th. Sorry, Butera said she's done a couple of persimmon tests and all of it coming up spoons, which means it's going to be cold, snowy winter. I'm very upset about that. Yeah, that's the problem. My grandson is due to arrive on the 19th of December. If the cards speak my name, will you please read one for me? Sure. Let's see. Mrs. V, so excited for you for the Christmas blessing of a grandchild. Yeah, tell me about it, eh? It's like I couldn't ask for anything else except our continued health and time to see our grandchild grow. Rhubarb pie. Hi, Bev. Could you tell me what brand is your food chopper, please? You know, I should get one of those. I thought I had, hang on a second. I thought I had one of those Amazon affiliate accounts, but I don't think I do. And even if I do, I don't know how it works. So I'm just going to give you the link anyway, because where is it? I'll just give you the link for the one that I use. Ooh, there's a spiralizer. Although, I mean, I actually like my peeler. Where are you? That's not you. That's too complicated. Where is my veggie chopper? I like it because it's only got a few parts, but they seem to keep adding parts to this thing. That's not it. That's not it. Just a minute, folks. I actually might upgrade to the one with the mandolin thing on it. There it is. There you go. I didn't wrap it because I only found out the temps tonight. They're not calling for frost, but it's going to be dang cold for this time of year. Yeah, Howie's bringing in wood. Howie's bringing in, well, not bringing in. The wood's starting to go on the porch this weekend. Don't you do that to me. The wood is going to be going on the porch, or starting to go on the porch this weekend. Linda Bob asked for a card. Linda. I'll check you next. Linda. There we go. Linda, you got the card Envy. And something's going on in your life where it's not that you're envious, but you're looking at somebody else's life right now, wishing that you had it. Not wishing that you had it, wishing your life was more like it. But what you're not seeing is that you're blacking out the rest of your life. Because you're looking at something that you don't have instead of what you're not seeing what you already have. It's not so much about envious for monetary things. You've got something going on where you're having a hard time seeing what you've got, not what you've not. You need to look at what you've got. Oh, well, it'll be Thanksgiving weekend, and I'm supposed to be, I'm supposed to be doing a gypsy tent, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to. Don't know if I'm going to be able to. Oh, awesome. I used my chopper so much for 5 years and it broke. I need a new one. Well, I mean, I used the Vidalia Chop Wizard for the longest time, but I kept breaking it. I kept breaking at the hinges. And one of the things I like about this one is that it comes apart in pieces. And not too many pieces. All the pieces will store inside, but the hinge, see the hinge on the original Chop Wizard was part of the carafe. And it was the hinge that kept breaking on the carafe. You're welcome, sweetheart. I was to remind you about a reading tonight using the Animal Oracle. Sorry to be repetitive, turning 53 tomorrow. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear sweet Roxanne. Happy birthday to... Wow, that one spun right around. Let's see if that one comes out again. You, this is for Roxanne Tracy. Oh, there it is. Oh, wow. Roxanne, you got the hummingbird card. It is the card of miracles. You are the joy bringer. You bless the world with positivity and love. Energy soars on your shining wings. Spread the miracle of happiness. And you are bursting with it. But you're not singing it out. Does that make sense? When God blesses us, or when Spirit or Creator blesses us with the gift of joy, it's almost a sadness not to be heard. So you need to sing out about the joys and miracles in your life, because people will be reflected in your joy, and thus you'll spread it. But you're almost shy about it. You're almost saying that it's not good enough, right? Don't listen to the negative narrative, okay? You are the joy bringer. You will spread joy. You just have to share it. I wish I could sing like that. Oh, God, Mary Jo, my voice is so old and out of... Joanne Jones. Okay, Joanne Jones. Guess the cards are talking. Hawk, the messenger. Spirit, this is for Joanne Jones. This Spirit is sending you messages. Open your greater vision to see the signs. Focus on priorities and eliminate distractions. You have a bright future. Let yourself ascend to new heights. Now, here's the things that are jumping out at me for you, Joanne. You're being sent messages and you're doubting yourself that you're hearing them. You're like, is that a message or isn't that a message? If you have to ask that question, pretty sure it's a message. And you need to broaden your horizons. Right now, you're like almost afraid. You're almost afraid to see the truth. But the moment that you start understanding the messages is the moment you soar. Do you understand? Whoa. I'm going to take a break from doing cards for a few minutes. A, my hands are sore. And B, I need to cleanse. So excuse me for a second. I'm sorry to show you my flappy bat wings there. Smoke the sacred white sage. Please help us to cleanse from negativity, negative intent. Please lift our prayers and our love and our hopes upon your smoke to the Creator. Cleanse the space of negative energy. Bless my YouTube family. Okay. That's okay, Charles. How's it going? Fluffy angel wings. Yeah, they've kind of slipped though, you know? That's all right. I am what I am, said Popeye. Do you grow sage? Yes, I do. It's not white sage though. I grow, I think it's lavender sage. Whatever. I grow sage. It's just not, you can use any sage, but the best sage is white sage. But there's a contradiction though, because most native people will not use sage in a seasoning. It's too it's too sacred. But this is where being Canadian and with British and Scottish roots and some native roots make it all into, I don't know, I just do what feels and smells and tastes right, you know? Slippage. Yeah. Yeah, you don't get to 58 without slippage. I can't believe that I'm like a little over a year away from 60. Hating the weather. The next 4 days is not even going to hit 60. Hey, Linda. How are you? Linda Vannard. Vannard or Vannard, honey? Queenie! How's it going? Well, good question about apples for seashell. I'm hoping this weekend to get some deer apples and some deer carrots. And I'm going to be canning apples in simple syrup and canning carrots, and dehydrating carrots and dehydrating a lot of apples. Well, it's just, I look at it this way. Every scar, every stretch mark, every out of sort joint, all of these things tell stories about how I got here in the first place. But I'm here, and that's what really matters, right? What are deer carrots? Deer carrots are what they sell around here. I don't think it's allowed in Ontario, but here you're allowed to put apples and carrots out for the deer around your hunting blinds. Or you're just allowed to feed them. But whatever, they sell like 50-pound bags of carrots for like $8. And they're not perfect carrots that go into the bags at the grocery stores. These are like seconds. So some of them have 3 legs, some of them got male parts, and some of them are shaped like hands and all kinds of things. But they're called deer carrots because they're not perfect for grocery use. But 50 pounds of carrots for $8 is 50 pounds of carrots for $8. Once it's peeled and cut and chopped, no one gives a crap what it was shaped like in the first place, right? So apples are the same. It's like they're not grounders. They're just not the perfect apples that go to sale. And you can get like a 35, 40-pound bag for like $8. So. Oh, wild apple jelly. They taste the same, yeah. But I wouldn't say, apple jelly is fine. Crab apple jelly's the best. It's got zing. That's a lot of carrots. I still have some in the pantry from last year. I've still got to pull up my rutabagas. I'm going to leave my parsnips in the ground till the first good frost. Well, I mean, I guess it depends on... No, the bears did not come back. They knew, they cleaned the tree. And someone said, they're going to come back every year. And I know that. And when we finish filling the back here and putting in topsoil, I'm going to be planting more fruit trees. And you can bet your bottom dollar I'll be putting up an electric fence. I'll be putting up an electric fence just where I'm going to plant my fruit trees. Like I'm going to plant fruit trees and extend my garden and stuff, but it'll take a couple of years. Thank you, Queen Nee. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Did you want a card, darling? I used to pick up the carrots that fell off the truck when I lived in rural Maricopa. Is that how you pronounce that? It reminded me of when sometimes when people would follow the coal trucks in England, and anything that fell off the truck, they'd pick it up off the road. So, yeah, I get that, right? But yeah, I'm hoping. Normally they're out here by now, and Raph said that they are up farther north, but we're gonna go up farther north looking for a front door too. So. Karen Black, yes. Hey, Laura, how's it going? Now, give me a minute, and then somebody else asked me for a card reading. All right, sweetheart. Well, thanks to Queen Nee, somebody gets a free card reading. So who is next? And I greatly Nina. Thank you, darling. Did you want a card as well, darling? All right, Lisa. Thank you, Nina. Thank you very much. Let me know if you want a card reading. Holy, I was just shuffling and it flipped right over in my hands. I don't think. Let's try that again because I have a problem. I'm saying too many names at the same time and I don't know whose card is whose. All right. Lisa Strahan. Whoops, that looked like that. Oh, wow. You got the upside down angel of love and the third chakra, Archangel Shamuel or Shamuel or whatever. Now, what's going on right here, right now, Lisa, is that the angel of something's going on. It doesn't necessarily mean your love life, but something's going on in your life. I'm getting the feeling that somebody you know or very close to, or even yourself, somebody thinks that they're in love and they're coming to you for help. They're coming to you to, ask your opinion on something love related. Somebody's coming to you asking your opinion on something love related, some relationship related. You need to listen to your guts and tell them the truth, that it's not necessarily the angel of love that's knocking on their door, that they need to be careful. I don't know why that came out that way, Lisa, but okay, Nina. Do you know that if people go to the replay of your live streams and leave comments, you get better status for your YouTube revenue? I had no idea. No idea. I made 18 half-pint jars of crabapple jelly this year. My tree was loaded, but I didn't use much because we don't go through jelly very fast. So I shook the tree, raked it up, and gave it to them. There you go. Nina Beverly. Yeah, somebody, it's like there's a love thing going on, there's a relationship thing going, but I love him. And in reality, you need to listen to your guts that something's not right. Does that make sense? Is somebody being abused or in a potentially abusive relationship or something along, it feels weird. That's the only thing I got out of that. Don't be terrified. Terrified of what? My crab apples are the really small ones. The vids I watched of yours were a lot bigger than mine. egg shape, but about the size of a banty. Oh, you mean like ornamental crabs? Like ornamental crabs. Okay, well then I'm like somebody like a cousin or something. Somebody's coming to you for relationship advice. And it seems like they're letting things, they're not taking things. They're ignoring certain signs that they shouldn't be because of love. That's what I mean. Start with something you can make a whole batch with. Oh no, don't be ornamental crap. Queenie. That's a high holy day in my world. What's a high holy day? Nina Beverly. You got the boundaries card upside down. And you got the gathering card. It's all coming together. It's all coming together, Nina. But your boundaries, and I don't mean your boundaries, your wards. Does that make sense? Your boundaries, your wards, your protective shield needs work. There's a lot of stuff coming. The gathering, the grand gathering, it's been going on for a few years now, but it's coming to a head, and your shield needs some prep work because it's not necessarily strong for what is coming in the backlash of the gathering. I don't know if that makes any sense whatsoever, Nina. Hey, Malka, how's it going? The autumnal equinox. Oh, it is. Absolutely. Absolutely. Next one's Samhain, Halloween. Some people call it Samhain because that's how it's spelt, but it's actually pronounced Samhain. And crab's not cran. My mom's fig tree was loaded this year. See, I'm hearing loaded trees, loaded trees, loaded trees. You know what that means, right? It's like Mother Nature is providing. Oh, and I haven't had a mouse in my trap for 3 days. So I'm wondering if I caught them all. I haven't had a mouse in my trap for 3 days. Going to be making strawberry figs preserves. I've never had figs. Never had figs. But one of my nieces told me that she said you've never lived until you've made fresh fig jam. Happy Mabon. Well, let's look that up because I am out of practice. And we are getting the autumnal equinox storm. No, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, celebrating the autumnal equinox. That's probably why I just wanted to relax today. Bake bread and knit and look at the leaves turning outside. You know what I mean? Alice, how are you, darling? You too, Queenie. You too, Roxanne. I don't care for spiced crab apples because of the seeds. I love the flavor, but hate the seeds. Yeah, I had a friend back in Colburn who made spiced crab apples, and I brought her ornamental, and she said, those aren't crab apples, those are ornamental crab apples, and they were the little ones. And, but I tried making them once. Wasn't very successful. Frost warning for Peterborough tonight. Hey, rhubarb pie, is that Peterborough, Ontario, or Peterborough, England? A sign to slow down and take it easy from gardening and canning. Yes. Yes, unfortunately, I am weak in my spirit and know You're not weak in your spirit. You're not weak in your spirit. Your shield what you put out to protect your spirit from the negative darts. Your shield is weak. You are not weak. Your shield is. I have felt weak and prayed for strength because I am emotionally drained. Well, you know what you got to do, right, Nina? You've got to work on building up your trunk. You know, line up your chakras, so to speak. And you have to replenish your shield while replenishing yourself. Now, you know how to do that, but you've been expending way too much energy on other people without taking time to replenish you. It's always give and take. If you cannot give and then sit back and say, sorry, I've got to rest for a minute, or sorry, I have to replenish, or sorry, I have to cleanse, then you are not doing yourself any favors. It's just like any other form of work. If you don't take care of yourself and you put everything into work, then when the work is done, you're done. Do you understand? Don't go there. I followed the directions in the ball canning book and ended up with mush. I figured out what to do to avoid mush. What were you canning? What were you canning, Karen? Karen, what were you canning that you got mush? Something that makes you more confident. For me, it was potatoes and chicken off the bone. Well, potatoes, everyone's like, do you blanch them or not blanch them? And I say the only time I've ever had a problem with my canned potatoes was when I didn't blanch them. I prefer raw pack canning for that reason of mush. Well, that's why I don't raw pack potatoes. I raw pack just about everything else. I wouldn't raw pack potatoes, but you go ahead. It's like I watched another channel go, see, there's my potatoes, and there was this much starch on the bottom of the jar. She said, that's not that much starch. And I go, that's too much starch, because what happens is the starch leaches more starch and the potatoes begin to break down, right? They don't last as long. You need some cats. No, I've had one cat in my adult life. I won't have any more. I wish we lived closer because I have so many cats. They are multiplying like rabbits. No, I don't. I'm not. I love cats, but I like big cats. Kitty, 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 oh yes. Did I ever tell you the story about the Papanak Zoo, which is thankfully closed now because they were abusing the animals? Lou, hey! I'm not huge on cats. Finally getting stuff dehydrated, tomatoes, mushrooms, and squash, grounding all up into powder. Well, I'm thinking, I don't know what's going on, but I know I'm going to Bulk Barn because I need to get, and I know I'd like to go to Bulk Barn before I go to Costco, because I know at least at Bulk Barn I can get my raw sunflower seeds, my sesame seeds, my pumpkin seeds, and anything else I might need for baking stuff. And I thought about this. I have egg powder because I've been using it because I found out it wasn't freeze dried. It's not going to last me 30 years. So I've been using the egg powder. So there's going to be some videos coming up using pantry stock. I've got egg powder, flour, and buttermilk powder. Who says I can't make my own instant pancake mix? Had a bobcat in the yard yesterday. Yeah, they're coming around, All the animals are coming close because, they're all trying to fatten up. It's going to be a long, snowy winter. Well, thank you, Queen Nee. I grew up with cats, finicky but adorable. I don't mind cats. I have 2 grandkitties. Arthur and Mel have 2 cats, Rufus and Durin. And they are amazing cats. I think I've seen Durin once, and Rufus has snuggled up to me once or twice. But hey, Joe, I Here's a trick, Joe. If you're going to mix it in water to make eggs, make sure the water's warm, not cold. If you're going to mix it into milk, make sure the milk's warm, not cold, or it clumps like crazy. I've had quite a day. My husband fell twice in the cabin and had to get the cute fireman to put him in the car to go to ER. He's been admitted with a huge blood clot in his left leg. Oh my God, Mary. Oh, I hope they can fix that. We'll be including them in our prayer. Miss Mouth forever made sweet pepper powder this year, and it's great. Add to my spaghetti sauce to cut the acid. No sugar needed, and my children loved it. Well, there you go. Oh, hi, Tina. The zoo story. A coyote attacked a 2-year-old the other day in LA. They were warned about the coyotes. Coyotes, I got nothing. I don't like coyotes. I'm a wolf person, not coyotes. And there's a huge difference between the two. I gotta turn this heater off. The zoo story. The zoo has been since closed down for animal neglect. But we went to the Papanak Zoo once, and it was really, really, really hot. Was it the Papanak Zoo, Howie? Howard? Was it the Papanak Zoo? That was your, not bamboo, baboon buddy? Yeah, we went to the Papanak Zoo. And they had monkeys, and they had, tigers and leopards and wolves. And we went, and this was the last time I would ever go to a zoo. And I remember walking up to the wolf enclosure. It was like an enclosure inside a chain link fence. And I'm looking at them, and they're just laying there panting in the sun. And I went, oh, you poor babies, And one looked at me and got up, and he walked right over to there was a little kid's bottle cap swimming pool, and it was bone dry. And he looked at it, and he looked at me, and I went, I'll make somebody aware. I'll make somebody aware, because it was just horrific. So, yes, folks, excuse me. Yes, folks, I am Mrs. Dr. Doolittle. I do doctor the animals. Okay. Anyway, so we walked around, and we went and saw the tigers and the leopards, and there was this enclosure, and I guess it was a chain link enclosure, but then it had a fence to keep the people from getting their fingers through. And it was like feeding time for these cats. So the guy was coming out to feed it raw meat through the fence for the folks, right? And they're all like, oh, wow, click, 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 click. And this was before YouTube, guys. And I'm looking because it's a long enclosure, and I'm looking way in the back, and there's like a den or like a private area in the back. It's all dark. And I said, what's back there? And he said, oh, that's the black one. He's not he doesn't like crowds. He's not very sociable. And I went, here, kitty, 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 kitty. Come on, your mama boy. And I talked, and people were looking at me like I was nuts. And you can ask Howie. That big thing was twice the size of the leopard he was feeding. And it stood up, and it kind of stretched, and it kind of patted down, and it walked right up to the fence. And I said, hey, give him some of that meat. Your mama boy's your baby boy. Oh, he was beautiful. And then, And then we went, I went over to like an enclosure. Not an enclosure, but they had a little roof thing with a pop stand and some picnic tables. So I went to get a drink. And there was one baboon, one in the whole, it's a whole enclosure. And he was sitting like this on his perch with his back to where everybody would walk by. And I go, hey bud, how's it going? His back wouldn't, he'd not move. Hey bud, where's it going? Come on, what's going on? And it was almost like, I ain't talking to you. His back was turned. So I went and got a pop, and Howie walked by. Now, at the time, Howie's hair was like, big beard. And I wish I'd had a camera back then, because Howie went, hey, bud. And it turned around, and it looked at him, and it was like, hey, man, how's she going? La, 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 la. And it would not shut up. It thought Howie was his long-lost cousin from the jungle or something. It was hilarious. But it was on that day that I realized that zoos are not good places for animals. Hey, Raph, how are you doing, darling? But it was funny. It heard Howie's voice. It heard a male, and it turned around, and it was like it wouldn't shut up. Do you remember the baboon, honey? Thought you were his long lost cousin from the island, man. I don't know, but yes, zoos. Hi, Monique. Zoos do make me sad, and I've always loved them. I've always been drawn to them. But the truth is, as I got older, it was harder and harder for me to see them for anything other than it would be like locking me, in this upstairs of my house for the rest of my life, depending on others for my survival, depending on others for everything, and with no hope of escape if I'm neglected. I can't do it. I can't go to zoos. I think more people belong in zoos than animals. Yeah. Tell me about it. So, doing the last batch of carrots on the dehydrator. I got to do more on the dehydrator. I'm going to can some. And, yeah, got to go shopping. Got to go to Bulk Barn. Got to go to Costco. You got me laughing about baboon. I know the badness you feel for the zoo animals. Well, I know it's funny. It's like, it was the first time the baboon saw anything that looked familiar to him. Big hairy face and big bushy hair. I feel the only reason wild animals should be in captivity is to be rehabilitated. Last time I was at a zoo, it was in Barcelona, Spain, and I cried when I saw the dolphins and the elephants. Yeah, everyone goes, something about everyone loves marine land, not the animals. You'd never take me to marine land. Performing to eat can't do it. The gorilla in the zoo just makes me leave, and I've never been back. I got the potato soup recipe. I do mine so much simpler. I don't fry anything. Everything goes in the crock pot. As a matter of fact, Howard, you want potato soup tomorrow? Sure. He loves his favorite. I've never been, Kingdom. I've never been to the marine land. Mr. Trudeau should go to the zoo. Then he can throw away the key. Well, Mr. Trudeau is dropping all the mandates and arrive can passes and all that crap. And I'm pretty sure it's because I'm pretty sure his party while he was away making a fool of himself in England. God, is it any more possible for that man to embarrass us? But while he was away, I'm pretty sure his whole cabinet said, "You know what? This is what we're going to do. We're going to drop all them. We're going to say that we're going to drop all the mandates pending Trudeau's approval when he gets back." Pretty sure when Trudeau got back, they said, "Hey, you do this or we're dumping you." Because it only takes 3 members from his own party to vote non-confidence and have him taken down as prime minister. So they're still trying to put out fire with, by pissing on it. We'll see. Oh, potato soup. The instant potato soup mix. Oh, right. Well, I'm going to wait until I have some whole milk powder because I've got buttermilk powder. I'm going to look while I'm at Bulk Barn. I'm going to make a list. And I'm going to check it twice because I need yellow raisins. I've got currants. I've got dark raisins. I need Thompson raisins. I need yellow raisins. I've got apricots. I need seeds and nuts. Slivered almonds. Not slivered, sliced, whatever. Almond sticks. And then I can get my pecans at Costco. But I don't want to go to Costco and trust that I'm going to get something. You know what I mean? Okay, somebody sent me an instant potato soup recipe, and somebody sent me a potato soup recipe. So Rosie, was yours the ones that was for that you saute stuff first? I made a chocolate cake. What dessert can I make with it? Bread pudding, sweet bread pudding. You make actually, you don't even need to bake it. You can just cut up that cake and mix up a butterscotch pudding and pour it all over top. Mix it and let it set in bowls. That's a lunchroom lady's bread pudding. I like to add can of clams juice. Oh, that's more of a chowder than Tina LaBelle. Saute the onions in butter. Well, I will have to try that. Listen, guys, it's been an hour. And I have to go finish my dishes before I go to bed. So I'm going to wrap up now. Or a trifle, a chocolate. Oh. See, trifles are usually a white sponge and jam and fruit and all that stuff. But a chocolate trifle? What would you put in that? Bananas? Oh, see, somebody good. Here, do this. Okay? Cube up your chocolate cake. And then slice up a banana and toss it together. And then pour the butterscotch pudding over top in individual bowls. And then put a banana on top. Butterscotch pudding, chocolate, and bananas. Oh, that sounds so good. Or cherries, absolutely. Hey, I didn't see you, Patricia. Hi, darling. I mean, there's always something you can do, right? There's always something you can do. I'm probably making bread pudding tomorrow. So, we'll see. We'll see. Now, listen, it's come to the time where we close with a prayer. And if you... if that's not your bag, that's not your bag. There's no judgment, no harm, no foul. If you don't want to stay for the closing prayer, that's absolutely fine. And, well, I'm going to make apple bread pudding, I think, tomorrow because I have 2 apples that are starting to go soft. You'll be emptying the garden tomorrow. Well, I'm going to wait. I don't want to pull up my rutabagas or my parsnips or anything like that. They can actually stay in that. And my beets are really, I don't think I'm going to get anything out of the beets, but we'll see. We will see. Gotta go. All right, guys. Now, for all those who care to, please help me close with some spiritual nourishment. You connect to your faith, and I will connect to mine. And together, we can drop all the dissimilarities in our faiths, and we can join together in love and light to wish each other peace, and to send out prayers for those that are sick and hurting and in pain, mentally, emotionally, physically, or spiritually. All right. I'm going to be doing a video soon on probably next week for bread pudding. Okay, I'm going to be doing a bread pudding video. Trust me. All right, for all those who care to, take care, sweetheart. And for those that leaving, mwah, take care. God bless. All right. Let's do some deep breathing and breathe in the peace. Breathe out the anguish. Breathe in positivity and love. Breathe out fear and negativity. Hey God, Creator, one source of all. How's it going? And I couldn't have had a more beautiful first day of autumn, God. Thank you for the wind and the color in the leaves, and the surety that as the seasons change, we are always moving forward. God, there's some folks out there that are having a hard time, blood clots and surgeries and illnesses and financial worries and all of these things that mess with our peace. God, we just want to lift all those problems up to you, all of the illness, all of the pain, the suffering, the anguish. We lift that up to you, God, for you to wipe clean, and so that we can be filled with the light of your love. So that as we go forward, God, please just fill us with the light of your love. So that as we join hearts and we join hands, we glow so strong that it parts the waves of darkness that threaten our world today. And we walk forward hand in hand, shining the light of your love for the hope of humanity, for the hope of all. Thank you, God, for bringing us together. Watch us, guide us. Please help us to be honest and open and willing to hear the message of your love, so that we may pass it forward. Amen. Shalom. Namaste. Peace be with you. Merry meet, merry part. Blessed be. Walk in the ever shining light of God's love, whatever language you use when you commune with your faith, your spirit, your creator. It's always a language of love. Always. Anything else is waves from the dark side. Let there be love. Always. Let love rule. Good night. God bless. I'll see you guys on Sunday. Mwah. Hopefully there'll be shopping videos. I'll let you know how things are going. All right. Take care. God bless. And we'll see you Sunday.